Hello everybody, it is me, Avery, and welcome to my Week 7 video of Pika's Awesome Draft League. Last week I fought against Bloop, had a horrifying electric terrain team, and I was barely able to survive thanks to the power of Terapagos and Shaymin's Leech Seed. So, not the cleanest, but 4-2 is where I want to be, and I'm trying to win this week, Week 7, to end at 5-2, because it is already time. This is the last week of the regular season, which is kind of crazy, because I feel like time has just been flying. But yeah, this week I am up against Fliptop, who has a pretty scary team with a lot of really heavy hitters. And a lot of really fast Pokemon. Like Weavile, Iron Boulder, Garchomp, and to a lesser extent Chi-Yu have good speed tiers into my team, which makes it pretty scary. And Iron Boulder, and like she just has a lot of like really powerful Pokemon that can all set up. Chi-Yu could be like Nasty Plot Flame Charge, Iron Boulder could be Swords Dance, Weavile could be Swords Dance, Glamora could be Rock Polish, Meteor Beam, Quaquaval could be set up, Garchomp could be set up, Masquerain could be set up, Toxicroak could be set up. It's literally like 8 setup sleepers in a Sandslash. Sandslash is not good in this matchup. Spoiler alert. But yeah. With all those setup sweepers comes some pretty common weaknesses, like Fairy and Flying, which is good for my team since I have some pretty hard hitters of those types. So, yeah. A lot of physical attackers, a lot of common weaknesses, and a lot of speed. So, a bit of an interesting matchup to prepare for. So, the threats. Threat number 1, Chi-Yu. It's Chi-Yu. Chi-Yu is gonna do Chi-Yu things. It will be able to blow things up, like, easily, and then just switch out, come back in, do it again whenever. So, I can't play reactively around Chi-Yu. I can't be like, okay, this is my check to Chi-Yu. It has to be, if Chi-Yu comes in, then I have to be in a position where I can kill it. Or it'll just claim a kill, and then I have to be able to revenge kill it. There's no, oh, I got an Assault Vest Rest Talk Muck with Drain Punch. No, none of that. I don't have Muck on my team, I'm just giving an example of what reactive play would be like. So yeah, Chi-Yu is a little bit scary because there's no like, oh yeah, this is just a counter to Chi-Yu. Instead, I just have to play in towards a position where Chi-Yu isn't able to just claim it or chain kills against me. Threat number 2, Iron Boulder. It's faster than everything, and with access to Terra, it has like a bunch of coverage that makes it a really potent setup sweeper. So definitely a big threat, because with like high special defense, honestly good natural typing against something like Terapagos, it can just set up a Swords Dance, and it is already so powerful, and with its bulk, it can even set up 2 Swords Dances, which means that it just like absolutely wreaks havoc on my team. Like, it'll get like 1 kill and like 70% on something at the minimum if it gets up 2 Swords Dances. So, yeah. Iron Boulder is a big threat, especially when it's set up. It doesn't even have to be set up, though, because honestly it has a really good combination of moves into my team, where it doesn't even need to be, like, anything like sub-SD or anything like that. It can just go and attack me, which is a threat. And threat number 3, Garchomp. Honestly, offensive Garchomp doesn't scare me a lot. Like, it's definitely something to respect, but, like, in this matchup, the thing I was most scared of was defensive Garchomp, because that high physical defense, the Rocky Helmet, the ability to shrug off the stab hits from Iron Moth and Iron Hands, and even like Toxic Endure Roar sets specifically were giving me trouble, because Roar was able to phase out Scream Tail without Dragon Tail, since Dragon Tail is obviously immune, or like Scream Tail's immune to Dragon Tail. Toxic puts all of my bulky Pokemon on a timer, and Endure just racks up that Rocky Helmet and Rough Skin chip. So Garchomp was pretty scary in this defensive utility in this matchup, though honestly, if I give it too many opportunities, it could easily just Swords Dance and try and sweep my team. So, the team. Now, in this matchup, the two leads I expected were either Glimora or Garchomp. So naturally, my dedicated lead in this matchup is Iron Moth. With a Focus Sash, max special attack, and enough speed to outspeed a Pokemon that's speed creeping Mismagius, 3-4-1 speed, I I basically am faster than any lead matchup that she would want to go for, and Iron Moth has that perfect coverage to hit them. Flash Cannon hits Glimora and Iron Boulder super effectively, which is really nice. Sludge Wave is able to 2-hit KO Chi-Yu, and Dazzling Gleam is able to 2-hit KO Garchomp. Agility is a bit of a weird last move since this is not set up Moth at all, but it was for the very niche scenario where Glimora clicks Mudshot on turn 1 and then Rocks on turn 2, and on that turn 2, if I Agility up, that means I can kill Glimora and I can avoid getting like chained into something like Quaquaval, because if I just kill Glimora with Iron Moth on that second turn, then Quaquaval just threatens to get a Moxie boost, which is a bit scary. So I just have that agility to just shore it up. And my next Pokemon is Shaymin. Rocky Helmet Shaymin with enough physical defense investment to leave a Weavile triple Axel from full is really good in this matchup. It's a good check to Weavile. It can check Iron Boulder. Sorry, not check to Weavile. It's a good check to Quaquaval, a good check to Iron Boulder. It can serve as a check to Garchomp, and it can provide Healing Wish to bring back something like Iron Hands. Spoiler alert, I'm bringing my best Pokemon. I have 144 speed. I believe that lets me outspeed Glimora. The defense investment that I mentioned earlier, and the rest in special attack. Grass Knot because I didn't want to miss Seed Flares against Iron Boulder and just give it free Swords Dances. Earth Power to hit Chi-Yu and Glimora. Healing Wish because Healing Wish is a fantastic move. And Tailwind. I honestly don't remember why I chose Tailwind. I think it was that like if Quaquaval wanted to Aqua Step in Shaymin's face and it was like Sash? I don't even know. But it was honestly a great decision because what that means is that against Iron Boulder, I don't just get one hit off with Shaymin. I'm able to Tailwind, and then I get a hit, and I force Iron Boulder to kill me in order to not just lose too much health. And even if Iron Boulder decides to just Swords Dance a bunch, I can just Healing Wish, which brings in the big baddie, Tornadus-Therian, coming off the bench after week 2. Tornadus-Therian is here, modest 252 with a Life Orb, because flying moves are hard to resist, and Psychic and Dark hit both of her rock resist super effectively. Air Slash is there for consistency, Bleak Wind is an insane move, and the speed investment is yet again to hit that 3-4-1 in case something like, I don't even know, something like Weavile for whatever reason wants to try and speed creep Mismagius. You would just speed creep Torn if you're doing that, but better safe than sorry, honestly. So yeah, Torn, especially under Tailwind, can just claim like 2 kills, and then come back in the late game to claim like 2 more. Really, really good Pokemon in this matchup that I honestly didn't realize the full utility of until later. And my check to Weavile in this matchup, because Iron Moth isn't going to stick around, Shaymin is weak to ice, and Tornadus is weak to ice, is Terapagos. Not exactly your ordinary Weavile check. I had Bisharp here with like a Choice Scarf, but I really valued the ability to set up rocks to gain information against her team, because that lets me know if like Chi-Yu is heavy-duty boots, which is honestly the big thing. It also lets me get chip on the switches, break sashes, etc. So Stealth Rock is really good, and the Terra Shell means that I can just take at least 1 or 2 hits from every Pokemon, which is really nice. Kind of like an emergency button. I was watching the 2 KO podcast earlier. Anyways, my investment is that I can live a Weavile knockoff into Triple Axel into Ice Shard. The knockoff being into my Terra Shell. I have Terra Starstorm because it's broken, Earth Power to KO Glimora, Stealth Rock to Stealth Rock, and Rapid Spin so that if Glimora decides to get a little bit funky, I can just remove all those hazards. Terrapagos is weak to Iron Boulder, but I just have to try and power through that. Now, my only way of stopping Chi-Yu is either to kill it with Moth on lead, which is probably not going to happen, or try and chip it into range of Bleak Wind, which is difficult. So, my fire type switch in this matchup, well, not switch in, my fire type, like, my revenge killer to Chi-Yu in this matchup is Iron Hands. I'm Terra Water with a punching glove so that Garchomp's rough skin Rocky Helmet can't kill my vibe. Just Swords Dance, dual stabs because Drain Punch is really good into her team, and Thunder Punch is just to hit Quaquaval. But the main, honestly, star of this moveset, which I didn't even discover until pretty late in my prep, was Terra Water Terra Blast. Like, it hits Chi-Yu really well, hits Iron Boulder really well, and there's just, like, not many things I want to switch into a Terra Water Terra Blast. Like, if my Iron Hands gets knocked off, I can use Terra Blast for a non-contact move into Garchomp, which is really nice, and Swords Dance just keeps me really threatening. I'm EV'd, I believe, to live 2 Chi-Yu Dark Pulses from non-specs, from full, just to give me the best odds of removing that Pokemon. I forgot what the defense investment was for. I think it was like +2 Earthquake from Garchomp or something. I don't remember the details. And I put the rest into attack. And my last Pokemon, kind of like a surprise setup sweeper, and a surprisingly good revenge killer in this matchup too, is Booster Energy Physical Attacking Screamtail. Max attack, enough speed to outspeed Chi-Yu, and the rest in special defense with a jolly nature. Play Rough, Drain Punch, and Psychic Fangs hits her team insanely hard, and with Bulk Up, I'm able to boost my defense to be like a dual-edged sword, because not only am I hitting harder, but I'm also taking less damage. And with Screamtail's natural bulk, that makes it actually a very dangerous setup sweeper if I am able to get that Bulk Up. So, yeah, Screamtail, kind of a sleeper threat for her in this matchup that I'm hoping to catch her by surprise with. But yeah, that is the team. Let's get on to the battle. On team preview, we see the usual suspects. No Toxicroak. Wait, no, I didn't mention Toxicroak. On team preview, we see the usual suspects. Nothing really too standing out here, except for the fact that Iron Boulder is Terra Ground. If it's anything except for a Terra type that hits Shaymin super effectively, that means I'm basically always going to get my Tailwind up, which is super nice, because Tailwind is really good in this matchup. So, I lead off with Iron Moth because that is my lead in this matchup, as she leads off with Glamora. I actually asked her after the battle. She forgot to put a Terra on this Glamora, so it's Terra Rock, which means that my Flash Cannon is absolutely free. I just Flash Cannon, do a great chunk to Glamora, as Earth Power brings me down to my Sash, which is perfectly fine, because I am just going to click Flash Cannon again. This is a big crit because it put Garchomp, like non-bulky Garchomp in range of my Dazzling Gleam. If not for that, I probably would have had to use Shaymin to Tailwind early, which is honestly fine. Because then if like Weavile or something wants to come in, then I can Healing Wish into Screamtail and then bulk up. Well, actually, I would set Rocks with Terrapagos first. Anyways, that's the whole hypothetical. I get a crit with Flash Cannon, which means that this Garchomp is dead to rights. And that's fantastic. Weavile comes in here to Revenge Kill, which does make sense. I have nothing to switch into, so I just let Weavile go, and I go into Terrapagos just to set up my Stealth Rocks. And Weavile is Swords Dance, which is a bit scary, because it's outputting a lot more damage. Luckily, Terra Shell is not multi-scale, which means that Terrapagos eats and is able to get a good amount of chip off, breaking a potential Sash. I, again, sack because I'm trying to be offensive in this matchup, and I bring out Screamtail. If I was a gambling person, I would click Bulk Up here, because Bulk Up has the potential to just win the game here. But if the last hit of triple Axel crits, I think I just lose the game. So, rather than taking the risk, I decide, okay, if I kill Weavile, then like, I think I still have the tools to win. So, yeah. Chi-Yu comes out here. It's not Boots, and I had a suspicion that it was Specs, but as you can see on my team, I have absolutely no switch-in, so if it's like Scarf or something like that, my play is always to bulk up here because Drain Punch doesn't actually kill from this range, and Overheat kills my Screamtail, which does in fact confirm that it is Specs. I go into Iron Hands here to click Terra Water, Terra Blast, and I perfectly snipe that Iron Boulder, which is exactly what I wanted to see. And yeah, that's just a clean KO. There's nothing that Iron Boulder can do about that. And Quaquaval comes out here. Honestly, maybe I was just like, I mean, no, I think that my play was correct, honestly. I go into Shaymin here instead of going for the Thunder Punch because I don't know how bulky this is, and it's just an Aqua Step, which does a pretty good chunk. And I suspected that a Triple Axel was going to come out because obviously Shaymin is my only water resist, and Triple Axel hits Shaymin, so yeah. But I do have that Rocky Helmet, which is really big because as you can see I'm chunking Quaquaval so much, and I am able to leave the Triple Axel, which is great. Okay, hello everybody, this is Editing Avery, about 3 days after the recording that's playing before this. I ran the probabilities on this. Basically, if Quaquaval clicks Close Combat here into my Iron Hands, that gives it enough chips so that Chi-Yu can always kill with Dark Pulse, and at that point I'm at the mercy of hitting an Air Slash with Tornadus to win. So that's why, I mean, that's not why, but like, I went into Shaymin here, because if it's not Axel, Shaymin just sets up Tailwind for free, and that would 100% guarantee the win. And if it's close combat, the drops and stuff means that I can click Grass Knot, sack Shaymin against Chi-Yu, and then win with Tornadus. But specifically this interaction right here, Aqua Step didn't crit, so I'm just going to take that as a given, but I ran some, like, okay, I'm not a probabilist, whatever. I'm not a probability mathematician, but I tried my best here to run the probability of the Axels. Essentially, what fliptop needed is she needed one of the last 2 triple Axels to crit, and I'm gonna put up the math for that right there, because even if the first one crit, I would still have 7% HP, and since there was no Aqua Jet, that means that was all that was needed. So yeah, my chances of winning were the chance of one of the last 2 Axels not critting, and then if one of those Axels did crit, then I would have to revenge kill with Iron Hands, which does live a +1 CC from Quaquaval, and I would KO it back. Chi-Yu would revenge me, and then I would have to hit an Air Slash with Torn to win. So those were my 2 paths to victory, essentially. But yeah, that's all I have. Back to the rest of the video. Hi there, it's Editing Avery here to correct my own math. Okay, so going Iron Hands means that my chance of winning is the 95% Air Slash hit with Tornadus there, because otherwise I can't beat Chi-Yu. If I do go into Shaymin there, then I have a 94 or like 93.7 or whatever chance of surviving that triple Axel, which gives me the guaranteed win. So essentially, I had a 6% chance to rely on a 95% chance to win, and a 94% chance to always win. So my play was correct. I should have always gone Shaymin there because that has the odds highest in my favor. I obviously didn't know that at the time because it took me like 20 minutes to do the math, but like, in hindsight, my play was correct. If it's Aqua Jet here, then Shaymin dies and I'm able to chain 3 kills with Tornadus. So I'm in a really, really good spot now. In fact, I didn't realize this. I'm in a game-winning spot, because Shaymin has Tailwind up, and if this Quaquaval doesn't have Aqua Jet, I win. And if this Quaquaval does have Aqua Jet, I also win. So, yeah, by living that triple Axel, Shaymin just won the game. I Grass Knot, killing the Quaquaval. Chi-Yu comes out. Thanks to the Stealth Rock, it is in range of my Earth Power, and I just kill that too. Tailwind's up, there's no speed tie, no anything, and Glamoura's way too low, and I'm faster even outside of Tailwind, and Shaymin just picks up 3 kills. because I actually clickbaited you. Tornadus does not come out at all in this game. I'm sorry, Tornadus. I wanted to give Tornadus, like, at least something in the thumbnail, because, like, that was, like, part of the strategy. It's like, oh, I Tailwind and go into Tornadus. But Shaymin did the sweeping on their own. I love Shaymin. But yeah, extremely quick battle, 15 turns, exactly as I said earlier, which is post-com, so that doesn't actually mean much. I have to be offensive in this matchup because if I start playing reactively against Pokemon like Chi-Yu, my Pokemon just start dropping like flies, and that's just a horrible, horrible situation. So, yeah, I'm 5-2 now, plus 11 differential, and that 100% seals me for playoffs. If both Bloop and Chaos won their matches and I lost convincingly, then there was like some worlds in which I wouldn't make playoffs if I lost this match. But winning this one completely locks it up for me, and we're going to playoffs, baby. I'm really excited for this. This is being filmed 2 days before my quarterfinals match. Y'all will see who that's against. But yeah, I am super excited. And I will see y'all in playoffs. Peace.